So girls, today we will be making grilled peach and cottage cheese sandwiches. Delicious, right? And we'll be using basil also as a main ingredient because it's literally summer and the fresh basil and peaches, you can't go wrong. And we'll be using the cottage cheese, the pressed cottage cheese, like this one, because it's not like that watery or smooth. It's easy to make the sandwiches. And also, like if you like to add, if you notice like this cottage cheese has enough of proteins, and that's the reason I like to make lots of sandwiches with the cottage cheese. It has almost 11 grams of proteins in 1/4 cup, and cholesterol and fat calories are less too. So it's literally good to eat. Can't comment much, but for us it's good. And to add more proteins, I basically just took a tablespoon of maple syrup and soaked the chia seeds. It's been soaked in this for almost an hour now. This is optional, but this is gonna add another proteins to the sandwiches. And also to grill the sandwiches, the peaches, you can literally just slice them or just cut them halves. You can grill halfway on the barbecue, but we'll be using the pan to grill the peaches. And what you need to just see, the peaches are not too hard or not too mushy or soft, because you need a good peaches so that it can take up the heat, a mild heat of the pan. And we made this marinade. Basically it's not a marinade, we're going to be using it while we are grilling the peaches. It's tablespoon of coconut oil, pinch of cayenne pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. You can use, this is optional, but adding cayenne pepper to the sweetness of the peaches and the flavor of cinnamon is literally too good. So that's one thing we're adding. And later on we'll be serving it with balsamic vinegar, which we showed in the other video. And this is also spicy and salty, so we don't need to add any salt to the cheese. So now let's start grilling our peaches. So that's a cottage cheese. Depending on how many sandwiches you are making, you really don't need too much, but we're making sandwiches for 3 people, so do your own measurements basically. And just crumble it with your hands in a pot like this. And now let's grill the peaches. So, you were asking me something?
Yeah, what's the difference between cottage cheese and paneer?
I'm not too sure, but I figured out it's literally, for me, it's a big difference I figured out, because cottage cheese is a little bit on the salty and, as you can see, like soft side, versus the paneer, which is Indian kind of cottage cheese, is a little bit more hard. I'm not sure about the calorie and protein content about that and the cholesterol, but with the cottage cheese I know it's not too much, it's good to use, and that's why I like to eat cottage cheese more. So you can see the consistency, like literally it's soft, maybe more moisture, and the way of making it may be the different too.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you can see we are using the grilling pan, the inside grilling pan like this. It's the wrought iron skillet. You can use any other pan, but it's gonna literally give nice grill marks on the peaches, and that's what we want. Now you can cut your peaches basically any way you want. Now normally people also like to use butter, but to keep the content of fat little less, we are using coconut oil. Butter is gonna give you a little bit more different flavor. Sizzling sound. And if you like to add more sweetness, you can always add some crystal sugar as well.
Yeah.
Now if you think the peaches are too small, just cut them only in 4 pieces to 5 pieces.
Yeah.
think the peaches are a little bit hard and you want them to be more juicier too, you can always use the panini press like this. Just press it slightly. That way all the natural juices will come out and the peaches will be more caramelized. Just lightly, not too much. And as you can see, it's almost done beautifully. You don't want to burn them or soften them too much. Just grill them so that the natural juices of the peaches comes out. And now after this, once it cools down a little bit, we'll be chopping them and mixing them with the cottage cheese. Okay, here now we are toasting the bread slices a little bit. It's optional. If you want to toast it, you can do so with little butter to give it more crispy taste, or you can use it as a cold bread. Sandwiches also if you want to make it. And basil I chopped already. Fridge. And if you think you can't cut such big slices, you can always cut like small also. Something like that. Now, be careful. So what you can do is basically you can take the bread slice, put the cottage cheese first, and then put the slices of peaches on top. Or you can do the easy thing if you want to make it for your kids, which is literally chop all the peaches. Hear that? They still have that crunchiness. And literally just a minute. Pick it up, drop it in. And there's chia seeds already in there. So basically mix them together. Easy. More easy to make sandwiches. Okay, so as you can see, sandwich is done and ready. Now the last touch will be this beautiful glazed balsamic vinegar, which we made another video, you can see. Just drizzle on top and serve with some veggies or anything you like carrots. These are spiral carrots and cucumbers.
So yummy.
And healthy.
Yeah, can't wait to eat.
Proteins and some fruits at the same time.
Can't wait.
So you see, like, also another thing you can do is make this ahead of time. Keep it in the fridge and use it next day maybe for the lunch when you're in rush. That's
So
what
smart.
basically, yeah. And it's still a healthy sandwich. Enjoy, sweetie.